Sometimes it is the people no one can imagine anything of who do the things no one can imagine. Alan Turing. When you start out on a difficult journey or a long-term goal, one of the biggest issues you will face is self-doubt and a lack of support. It's fairly obvious as to why you may feel that way. Perhaps you lack a certain skill set, experience, or maybe simply enough time has not elapsed for your goal to have been reached. This is where things get a bit controversial. You have to believe in yourself when no one else will, even if you seem completely delusional, because you have to recognize you are the only one who sees your true potential. What everyone else sees now may be an accurate reflection of reality right now, but it's not your potential. They're judging you based off who you are right now and what you've achieved currently. But when you go after anything worth chasing, it's a long and difficult journey, and you will definitely change by the end. Only you know what you're capable of, so to see what you're capable of, you have to trust yourself and get things moving. And to keep that momentum going, you have to honour your victories, no matter how small. It seems pathetic to external observers when you celebrate after you lose your first pound of weight, or write the first page of your book, or your first line of code. And if you leave it there, then actually they're correct. But you're not going to. You're not giving up after the first hurdle. After seeing this, you'll understand the importance of acknowledging your own struggles, goals, and how far you've come. You'll respect yourself enough to celebrate that milestone and use it as a fuel to further your journey, a source of inspiration when morale is low, and a tangible reminder to keep going. You'll handle criticism with grace and use it as a motivation towards the next step on your goal. And as you get further and further along, achieving more successes and learning from countless failures, it won't bother you when people don't align with your priorities because you believe in yourself. And when you really believe in yourself, you'll understand that so few people do nowadays, it's almost tragic. You'll see that everyone who doubted you, well, to cut long story short, you'll realise it probably wasn't personal at all. The simple message is this: work hard, believe in yourself, and stay consistent. It really is that simple, but it's not easy. It really comes down to courage in the end. People will ask, where do I get the motivation to do XYZ? How do you get the confidence to go to the gym, approach someone you like, or start a business? These are variables. Motivation is a variable. It's more of a mood rather than a fixed entity. It comes and goes very often in ways that cannot be relied upon. More and more, it is finally being understood that motivation and action do not have a linear relationship. People tend to assume that you need motivation to act or to get started, but in many cases, the motivation could come after starting. As Jim Rohn said, motivation gets you started and discipline keeps you going. Let's look at confidence as well. Confidence is a variable too. It's hard to say exactly what it is, as it can be a mood, a state of mind, but to me, it really seems like a skill. People who practice a habit more or have achieved more milestones within a certain field tend to have more confidence because they've undergone the experience over and over again. They've learned to trust themselves and, more importantly, that they will be okay even if things don't work out. But it takes time to hone that skill, and like any skill, it can also be lost after inactivity. So going back to the question, how do you get the motivation or confidence to do XYZ? You don't. You take a moment to steel yourself and find the courage to do it anyway. The courage to try something new, to change your life, to become something better, the courage to not be a quitter. And you use that to believe in yourself, to get started. And if you keep working at it, the rest will come along the way. The motivation will come and go too. Your confidence will grow, as will your experience. Your ability to trust yourself, your skills and character will grow too. And maybe, just maybe, if you keep going, you'll get closer to realizing your potential and will finally see that you weren't delusional for celebrating those early milestones in the first place.